away we go. What is up, everybody? Ryan, ATX Metal Podcast, back today with Interlinked. The algorithm said you need some Texas style, Central Texas, central of the Texas. Well, not Central Texas, but just you need some Texas era in your life. You need some Texas counterparts in your life. Anyway, we got Interlinked. Jordan's here. We're all excited. Dissolve just dropped. They got an EP album coming out in September, and I've never heard of these guys. And so not like that's a swipe. That's not a anyway. But the song caught me. The little teaser that they threw out on, I think, Instagram definitely worked, and so I contacted them. And here we are. So Jordan, introduce yourself, what you do in the band, where you're from, and then we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah. So my name is Jordan, as put forth by Ryan here. I'm still going by that name, so that'll work for this interview. I do the vocals in the band. I do all the screaming, all the growling, all the little bits of singing that happen. I do that as well. Other than that, I've been with the band the whole time. We were actually another band at one point in time. I've been with this same group of four nincompoops for the last 10 years or so. And we've been just grinding it out. I'm from Cleburne, Texas, which is like 30 minutes south of Fort Worth. We've been just grinding our teeth in the DFW scene for like I said, about a decade at this point, which is wild to think about because I still like to pretend that I'm young and with it and hip, but it's not as easy anymore.
I can second the it's not as easy anymore. Your boy has a birthday in about a month, be the ripe age of 42, still chugging along. But as we were talking before we hit record, Jordan complimented me, said I don't look a day over 29, and I greatly appreciate that. And you saying you've been in this a decade, you look like you just graduated high school. So I mean, like,
it's funny you say that. This shirt, actually, the Allegiant shirt. I got this shirt in 2015. I was in the high school band, right? I played trombone, and we went to Disney World for like a band trip on like spring break. And it was on that trip with my drummer, Isaac, who's still our drummer today. That's what I mean, right? We've been at this for God forever. We found out that we were opening a show in Fort Worth for Legion, and we were both like, oh, we're gonna rule the world. Everyone's gonna buy our stuff, and we're gonna, run things. And we were in Disney World, and he and I still talk about like that was like the best week of our entire lives. And then like after that, Harambe got shot, and like it's just been downhill ever since.
Oh man,
Pokemon Go happened. That was a blip in the radar, and here we go. But no.
And you guys just got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Dang.
Could have been us.
I mean, Harambe was a big deal.
Yeah, split the timeline.
It was, I mean, never forget, right? Like, man, I did not think I was going to be taken there today.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail like all of this right out of the gate, but
all these like old wounds and like
sometimes time doesn't heal, and
I mean,
it's an important lesson to learn.
I think it's important to point out that something such as a gorilla in captivity passing away is something that can bring back just some of the most wild memories of just a certain specific time in time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn. I just came here to talk about music. Now we're getting personal with Harambe cuts.
Yeah, man. It's all, I love it. It's all interlinked. It's all so tied together, right?
All right. So Interlinked sounds like you guys have been around for a while. Give everybody, including myself, because I did a little bit of homework, but I just wanted to hear it straight from someone that actually, in today's age, you need real sources, people. Like you need to talk, you need to vet truth, or what is it? Trust but verify, right?
Yeah. No, I'm still working on my AI agent, but for now, I still have to do this, so I'm gonna do my best.
Oh God, the fact that you know what an AI agent is like, my God. Real quick, just sidetrack. Explain what that is.
Oh, well, to me, it just means I don't have to talk on these interviews and fill out paper forms and stuff at work or whatever, and I can just tell the computer to go do it for me, and it'll go to the websites and grab all the forms and call the IRS and pretend to be a real person. I work in a tax department, by the way. That's my day job or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the messing with, tax forms and stuff. I would love it if I could make an AI do that, but unfortunately they're not quite there. My job is so contingent on like human error. I
Yeah.
don't think it'll ever get replaced. These people,
Well,
communication errors is my job basically.
wow. All right. Well, good for having a not robot taking job.
Yeah, yeah. It's the music I have to worry about the AI taking the job. So
Yeah. But yeah, so there are things. I was actually just watching a just an extended story or reel from a cybersecurity guy, and they're talking about AI agents that, like you just said, there are things that you could just tell a computer program to do that are very binary, very functional, but at the end of the day, once you give it basically power of attorney to go and do this, then it was like, uh-oh, there were some vulnerabilities, and they found that other AI agents are convincing other AI agents
dead internet.
to do things for each other
Yeah. And that's fun too because it gets
in
to a point
but
where it's like,
but in your name.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
oh my
no, that's
god.
fun. Eventually, we're just gonna have an internet that's like no user interface required because like the AI can just parse through all the data
Oh,
itself. I didn't mean to turn this into a tech
man.
podcast. I'm so sorry.
No, 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 no. I am, God, Jordan, when I say that I love to talk to people about their music, I genuinely do. And I think people genuinely do want to hear about your band. But I've always been a big fan of just getting to know, like, getting to have conversations like this with people like you, because now everyone knows that you're into taxes and you're probably going to get a few DMs, right?
Yeah,
Like the quid pro quo is going to be cool. I'll help you out your taxes. Just pre-save on Spotify.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Buy a
Like
shirt, buy a vinyl, do something.
this is how it works, right? It's all interconnected, interlinked. So, yeah,
Bio,
man,
I think is where we're.
bio
So sorry about that.
fans. Oh, dude, I'm here for conversations like this, man.
Sure.
So, it's Joe Rogan light, just, you know, not anyway,
A little less
bands,
problematic.
music.
We'll figure it
Well,
out. We'll make up for it later. I promise.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually thought it was interesting just because like we haven't played, like in Austin area proper, which is like the name of the podcast that's hanging up right here. But I did want to offer like a nugget here that I was thinking about it, after we talked the first time, and I was just like, man, like I hope that they don't call me a poser in front of everybody on the internet. But I remembered that like one of the first shows that really made me decide that I wanted to go after something like this was actually a show that I went to at the Dirty Dog in 2013, which is just like one of the OG Austin venues from what I understand, infamy around that place. But
Yes.
it was a show with a band called Widower. I don't know. I'm sure they're not still around anymore, but they were heat that night. I bought a sticker from them, and I put it on my bass guitar
Oh
because
my
that
God.
was
Wait, did you just say bought a sticker?
I did. I'm
You,
pretty sure I did.
yes.
It was like $2, and
Yeah, buddy.
just yeah, I was like 14, 15 at the time,
Okay.
but it was Widower and a band at the time that was called Legion, but would soon change their name to Mastema, I think a year or two later. Um,
Interesting.
and they opened for Havoc, which is like a new age thrash metal band or whatever, which was great, by the way. That was a great show. But it was like after watching that show that like my cousin and I, we were like, we got to start a band or whatever. And he fell off that wagon a long time ago. Whenever he was like, "Oh, we're not going to be millionaires," and I was like, "No, I don't think so." And he was like, "Well, this sucks," and I was like, "It does suck, but I love it. So let's keep going." So that was whenever I met up. This would have been like 2014. I was still in high school at the time. I graduated in 2016, so I was a sophomore. And that's when I met Isaac, who's the drummer, like I mentioned. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to do that to you, but
To be young again.
oh, look at
Woe
my
is
cat
me.
getting in a fight.
I was gonna say I didn't want to say it up front, but I think the cat is actually gonna steal the show
Yeah,
today.
no, it's
I
all
mean,
good. Yeah, that's Wasabi, the
what up,
orange fella,
Wasabi?
just hopped up there, and then Ponzu. I think my tuxedo boy, he's hanging out in there somewhere too.
Oh, is
They'll
is
be
that like a window up in the perch, up
yeah,
in the
yeah,
sill? I
they'll
gotcha.
be crashing in every now and then, I'm sure. But yeah, no, we met up in like 2014 because we were in the same high school in Cleburne, Texas. Which, like, if you know Cleburne, like our main tourist attraction is a Walmart. So there wasn't a whole lot to do. So we were like, well, let's start a band, and at the time it was just all thrash metal. That's what we were into. It was just playing as fast and as angry as we could. And Isaac had a like house out in a like field, so that's where we would
Right.
go and practice. And that's how I met, Spencer and Seth, and those two are still in the band as well. So yeah,
Wow.
it's been 11 years, and we're all still talking Dungeons and Dragons and pretending to play music together. It's great. Um, the band that we were in at the time was called Exhortation, which is like a biblical term. But we
What?
played a couple shows like in Houston and Dallas, Fort Worth, all that for years, and then eventually had the hard convo where we were like, well, we don't want to make thrash metal anymore. We want to make more metalcore stuff like what Dissolve is. And we had met Tony, who's the main songwriter of the Interlinked songs at this point. We met him in 2016 off of Craigslist, which
Dude,
is just
yes.
insane
Sorry,
pull.
I like a good Craigslist story.
Yeah, no, we really lucked out. He's a bit of a cryptid. We don't really know too much about Tony. He just kind of shows up and has like all the riffs, and we're like, "Those riffs are sick, Tony. Like, let's use these." And then he goes, "Okay, ha ha ha," and then like vanishes off the face of the earth for another month. And we love him to death. And anytime we get to hang out with him, it's a blast. But
Oh
I kind
fuck,
of
yeah,
it's a
that's
bit.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's a
I
bit
just
at
have
this
like
point.
I just I just have like this image of Tony now.
Oh, you know Tony. You know Tony. If
Just
you can think of it, yeah.
He's- yeah, they're great. And
Just
then just
yeah,
poof.
most like habitable, kind man, just shreds, and that's that. Even
Man,
tempered. I love Tony. I wish he were here. I
shout out
miss
to
Tony so
Tony.
bad. Gee, shout out Tony. But
Man,
yeah,
hiding in the shadows, just
right.
crafting rap. They're just riffing.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oof.
That was
Okay.
the big scary thing was like at the time whenever we made the band, all I wanted to do was play bass. There's one behind me that was like my great passion in life was like I just wanted to play bass and like have fun at the shows and stuff. And then they found out I could yell and stuff, and I got stuck with vocal duties, and I've been there ever since. And so that's been my journey, as it were.
Man, there's a lot there. That's I mean, the first thing that I guess I'm gravitated to is that so you guys 4 out of the 5 have been
Hmm.
together for basically since inception.
Yeah, we're like an
And
old married
yeah,
polycule at this point.
sure. I'll go with that word. But man, so you guys, man, that's wild. I mean, just having the fact that not a lot of people these days, especially men, here's the PSA guys, don't have those kinds of like core friends in their life anymore. In the upper echelon ages, but the fact that you guys, have been kicking it for 10 years and are still friends but also make music. I mean, being in a band is hard enough, you know, and doing that life, but like making music with your friends that you've known forever is also, I think, it's double duty. So there's layers, man.
Yeah,
There's fucking layers.
yeah, it's tough.
And I think that's cool. So you guys have really got to see each other grow up. What's something that kind of stands out in y'all's relationship that you're like, I'm glad I saw that, or I'm glad I was there for that.
Really, just like Seth and I, we both ended up going to college at a University of North Texas up in Denton. So just in a very meaningful way, getting to see each other like grow into like actual professional like careers and stuff after college, and just working our way through college and all like the cool house shows and local gigs that you can catch in Denton, Texas, and just going through that experience with one of my best friends and someone that we make art together. And we met a lot of people in the Denton area, Denton scene, doing those sorts of things too. Went to a lot of shows at Killer's Tacos. That was probably just like the best, like 4-ish years of it, was just like figuring out, not only who we were as like artists, but like in this larger tapestry of like, well, who are we as people too? And like, what's life looking like after this? You have so many of those conversations where you're just like, oh, what are we going to be when we grow up in a couple of years here? And then just like everything that orbits around it and all the cool shows we got to play. Actually, I'm going to out myself here real quick. We had a show with DRI that was scheduled,
Ooh.
and I had to back us out of that show like a week before because I had like a statistics final or something like that. Yeah, dude. That was tough. And like that was a rough couple of days in the group chat. I felt awful for that. I thought they were gonna kick me out for it. I thought that was curtains, you know.
Oh man.
We
Oh my god.
also on that same vein,
Statistics.
yeah, dude. I got a B in that class, right? And anyone who
See,
knows me,
that's what
yeah, math is not my strong suit. Of course, I say as I work in the tax department.
tax
I
division.
I don't know how that. I'm a masochist, I guess. There was another show. We had a show that we booked with suicidal tendencies that had to get canceled last minute because one of the band members had like an emergency and had to go to the hospital. And then
Oh
like a month later, they rescheduled the show, but like the promoter came back and was like, "Look, guys, on this one, no locals, sorry." And so we didn't get to play it, and that still haunts us. We're still mad about that one to
man,
this day.
that sucks.
But it's all good because like we changed the name of the band and we're not making that kind of music anymore. So we'll find another band to be upset with not being able to play that show.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there'll be many because not not every local band gets to play the show that they really really want to play, and I've learned that throughout the years because hell, I get to help build some of the lineups, and
Yeah.
I'm like yeah, bring the headliner, but like fuck the other two bands that you're bringing. Can we just like fill this out? Like give us, you know, basically let us license your name for a night and you just
Yeah.
play at the end. But everybody's gonna pay to come, you know, you know, see you. But let's just take a little top off, take a
Yeah.
little off top for the locals. But
Got to
man,
work.
so from thrash to metalcore, ones and zeros, head bobbing. Like what was that transition like to go from writing, because I mean there's elements of everything in every genre, but to make that switch, I mean, did you guys find it easy? Were you already kind of doing melodic metalcore stuff and you were like, but I play thrash in the band? Does that make sense?
No, it's again kind of my fault because at the time, but this is before Tony, showed up and just ruined everything for me with his godly skills.
Here's
Yeah, dude,
riffs,
can't
caveman.
believe him. No, because at the time I wrote, most of the stuff that we performed, which was, the thrash metal stuff. I would just grab a bass and start, shredding, and that was just the riffs, right? We got a little older, and again, I'm going back to this Disney trip, and I'm so sorry. I promise I'm not a shill. I'm not paid for. I wish I were, honestly. Life would be so much easier. But
Some type of
it was
sponsorship.
it was on this trip, that same trip, that I got introduced to the Alpha and Omega albums that Periphery had put out in that year in 2015.
Say
And
no more.
yeah, I hadn't heard them, and I really wasn't into metalcore or like gent or any of those genres until that trip. And I was like, okay, well, let's check out some other stuff. And then I found the Tesseract's Altered State album, which is still on repeat all the time. And I was kind of late to the party on those because all the rest of my band was filling their minds with that propaganda. And so I had to kind of,
Fucking metalcore
yeah,
propaganda.
no, it got to him. It got to him, man.
I love
And
it.
yeah, so you just kind of using Periphery and Tesseract as gateway drugs to this larger world of metalcore bands that I was unfamiliar with, but that everyone around me in the band had already been hanging on to. Like Whitechapel was one that like Spencer and Seth were like way into at the time. You got like Your Job for a
Okay.
Cowboy, more like deathcore type stuff, which was a little harder on the uptake for me. But it was kind of just like it's been a learning journey for me to just get into those genres myself. But when Tony showed up, Tony was very much, into like the kind of classic metalcore bands. Specifically, like After the Burial was a really, really big one
Oh
for
yeah.
him. And so he's showing up playing After the Burial riffs, and like I have like Slayer, like caveman brain, and it was just a different language for me. But I knew it was good, right? Like we knew it was heat. It was just like, well, how do we like mesh these two styles and make something good here? And for like a year or two we were really racking our brains with it because we released like a thrash album in like 2016, And then like all of 2017, we were completely silent because we were trying to figure out like how to marry the two styles, and the answer was you kind of don't. Um,
Yeah.
and like I was talking with like our longtime producer at the time, Emma Good Enough. They're in Seattle now. God rest their souls. But they were basically like, hey, like Exhortation doesn't have to become a metalcore band if Exhortation doesn't become a metalcore band. And like I had never heard it put that way before, but then after that it was like so obvious. It was like, well, like 11 people know who we are anyway, so if we just switch up the name and our style, we could, like, who cares? It's fine.
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want. And so that's basically what we ended up doing. We wrote the Shelters EP like throughout 2018, 2019, got it all recorded, sounded good. We were biding our time, waiting to get everything into place. And then the world ended and a pandemic happened. So we couldn't play any shows or anything like that. So we just waited, sat on the material. We're like, okay, well maybe we'll be able to put this out in October or something, and we'll be able to play some shows. And of course, not the case. So by the time we were able to like finally consider playing shows and stuff, I got a job offer in Oklahoma City, which is where I am now. And so we've been kind of this nebulous like remote band for the last like year and change or so since I've been up here, and that's probably changing soon. I think that we're gonna get back into some rehearsal spaces and see what we got in our very advanced age, if we can still kick it and probably play some shows. That'd be fun.
I like everything you just said.
Well, I'm glad.
Brief summary.
That's good.
Man, that's crazy. So you said that might be changing soon. So are you like gonna move back, or
I'm threatening to. I'm threatening it. We'll see
okay?
if it takes. But even if I don't, I still think we'll be able to pull it off, just because I've made the drive so many times at this point. It's really not that big of a deal. Like I
Was it like
drive.
how long?
It's like little over 2 hours. Uh, which like yeah, exactly, right? I was like I was having
Change
a real think about it, and I was like, man, like Oklahoma City is closer to like DFW than like Austin is.
Austin.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
it's
that's like a 3 hour and change, sometimes if
3 hour
traffic's not.
tour. It's yeah. I refer to things in Texas in Gilligan tour model,
Yeah, that's
and
a good way to do it.
that's really showing my age. But basically, for those that don't know, for the young ones out there, there was a show called Gilligan's Island, and they were just supposed to go out for a 3 hour tour. So literally every from Austin to Houston, 3 hours, DFW, 3 hours. I mean, literally 3 hours around any major metropolitan area in Texas. You will probably still be in Texas.
Yeah, and
But
even 3 hours to get from one side of Dallas to the other side of Dallas. I hate that place. I hate those roads. I will do
man,
anything to not go to Dallas, Texas. Not that Deep Ellum isn't cool, because I like Deep Ellum,
correct.
but
Deep Ellum's good.
man, we got to do something about our transit and our road systems and stuff. Anyway, that's
Yeah, sorry, I just got lost in
genre.
thought about like trains and how cool that would be to just have trains that, like Europe.
Yeah.
I did get to experience the train system in Europe back in like 2010. That was, I mean, holy cow. You could be in you could be in 20 different countries in the same day, depending on where you were at for the most part.
There is a
Like,
channel on YouTube that is called Not Just Bikes, and it is like an urban planner, and like he just trashes on like American transit systems and like the way that we set up our cities, and like how much better like
as one should.
Norway and like Sweden or Switzerland like have it with their transit systems, even Japan. And you know what? To tie that in here, I think that would be great, because then you could have bands from like Oklahoma City coming down to Dallas in like an hour on like a speed line, right? And they can just
Yep.
set up and play and then be back home in time to tuck the
You
kids
could
in and go
literally
to their
put all
dad's
your
job.
shit on the train.
Yep.
You could like there you would like then yeah, music would be able to be you would have more opportunities to play in front of people, which is what is the most important thing that I think is for I mean, yeah, getting your name out there and doing stuff like this and any type of promotion is great, but it's the live when you see a motherfucker up on stage or a set that just like touches you like in like good touches, not bad touches, but yeah, that you're just like, well, that's it. And I've told this, I mean, countless times. Like that's what, if I hear it, like I heard you guys on Instagram, then I, went to the discography, which sounds great. Now I just got to see it live, right? And if we had high rail speed system, Governor Abbott,
Yep.
Jesus Christ,
Do
fund.
it tomorrow.
Sorry.
No, you're totally right. I'm actually piggybacking off of that. Oklahoma City has a line called the Heartland Flyer that goes from downtown Oklahoma City to downtown Fort Worth, and they're like threatening to get rid of it. And I'm so upset about that. But yeah, again, it's hard to fight with people that drive lifted 50s everywhere. So I'll pick that fight, another time, I guess. But I am upset about it.
Man,
And yeah, that would
that
be
would,
great.
man, imagine just saying, yeah, I like if there were high speed rail that could get you from any of the major three, which they could just, we have the land, it's here,
Yep.
but we could imagine being able to be in Houston in an hour, like downtown from Austin, Dallas, plug in Fort Worth, drop over to Arlington
Yeah.
and whatnot. But yeah, dude, you'd be like, yeah, let's go rip a set.
Yeah.
See you at the train station.
And
Right?
like maybe people would actually go to the Houston Texans games.
Oh my God. I was just thinking about I would go see more local shows,
Oh
but
yeah,
yes,
that too.
also Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Maybe even a Cowboys game.
Who
I'm
knows?
not sure
Who
about
knows?
that one, but I mean, this is we have the skill set, we
No,
have the knowledge.
I think you misspoke. Actually, it's the Callous Cowboys.
Callous, that's
They have
right.
a lot of
My bad.
sets that they play in DFW. And they're really good.
Yeah. Wait. There is a band called the Callous Cowboys.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's who you'd go see, right? There's no reason to go see the Dallas Cowboys. You go see
No.
Cowboys.
Oh my.
Sorry, I've been saddled with the generational curse of being a Dallas Cowboys fan. And that's my father's fault, and I have to bear that sin as long as I live. But I will make fun of them until I'm in the ground, man.
Oh my God, man. I feel like I just had I had a moment there where I was like, where the fuck am I at?
But to put
I
you
said,
in a healthcare like facility at
yeah,
41.
I was like Dallas Cowboys, Callous Cowboys, but then I was like, yeah, he just reversed. Okay,
Oh
that
yeah,
makes sense. I was like, wait, there is an actual band named the Callous Dowell Boys. It's
yeah,
like DAOBOYS.
yeah. They put out an album this year that is absolutely brilliant. If you haven't heard it
Okay.
yet,
I
good metalcore.
I appreciate you, sir.
I got
I
you.
appreciate you. This is some peak internet right here. This is quality content. This is fun. This is why I do it. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So wow, we've covered a lot of fucking ground, and it's only right at 30 minutes. Look at that. Perfect timing. Perfect segue. So now that we understand where the band came from and all that, how you went from thrash to metalcore and the metalcore propaganda, the machine got you. So now here we are. We've got Dissolve that just dropped this past Friday. By the time you hear this, it had been 2 Fridays, but tell me about that song. That song, I think I called you guys Era's Dallas a cousin in Dallas or something like that.
Yeah, the
God,
Dallas
what
Cousins
did I call you? The Dallas Cousins of Era. Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate that, by the way. Hell of a compliment.
I
We love Era.
that's the vibe that I get. And actually, just to kind of like full circle it, the first time I ever saw Era was in Dirty Dog Bar. I want to say
Wow, really?
2015.
Damn.
That was the first time I had ever seen them. Talk to JT outside. He was like, dude, I keep an SM7 in my in the van just for podcasts.
That's sick.
And I'm sitting here on the street of Dirty, like we're downtown at Dirty Dog 6th Street. For those that never got to experience it, it was, even though it was sometimes considered a shithole,
It was our
it was
shithole.
it was our shithole. But man, some of the bands that came through there, my God, some of the lineups were just $20 for this. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine Era playing Dirty Dog like right now, and like how absolutely absurd that would be. So maybe we can make that happen. That'd be fun.
Oh man, I think it got converted into some fucking plant store or something. I mean, I like plants. Yeah,
Well, let's put them
yeah.
there. It'll be fine.
It.
They do like the floral, design stuff. We'll figure something
I
out.
mean that fuck Era playing at a florist would actually make sense.
Good music video bait, I
The
think.
music video would be good. So, anywho, yeah. So, yeah. Sorry. Dissolve, Era, Cousins, music. How did we get to Dissolve, and what do we have to look forward to with this single release to kind of like lead up to something maybe down the line?
Yeah. So Dissolve, so the way that it went, right, was like in 2022, we had like a Discord call because that's kind of where we meet to discuss band matters as we have like our own Discord or whatever, and we just chat in there. And I had like brought forth this idea. I'd gotten really into Nine Inch Nails at the time, which is like probably my favorite band at this point, which is like a
Okay.
bit of a bummer to say, but I mean it, so I'm gonna say it. It's fine. By the way, they just put out a new song for the Tron soundtrack. Banger, absolutely a banger.
Ooh, Tron.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna go see that for sure.
Yeah, rip to what's his name, whoever the lead actor for that one is. I'd see it for the soundtrack, but and the visual effects, but that guy can
Gotcha.
go away forever. That's fine. Um, no, so we were I had gotten really into like the Downward Spiral and like the Fragile and like those concept albums, right? And growing up, my father was like a huge Pink Floyd fan, so we have The Wall
Okay.
and things like that, Animals, huge concept albums. And I've always wanted to do one. And so I was like, what if we made like a concept album and it was like, 30 minutes and came in, said its piece, pieced out. And it was really aggressive and it was really sad. And that was that. And we were all on board. And it just took many years for us to find the right producer. Because, like I said, we had one that we were working with that had to move to Seattle. And then we had another one that we worked with for a single. And then they had to move as well. And so we were just, losing producers left and right that we felt comfortable working with. And so for about a year and a half there, we wanted to try like self-producing it, and like we got some demos out of it, but we weren't really super happy with the end result. Not enough to like release it to the world, but it worked as demos. And then we got really lucky when we actually, I'm gonna give a shout out here. There's another band from the DFW area. They're called Backtalk, and they had a single come out in January of 2024, I think it was. It's called Anthill, and absolutely blew me away. Fantastic song, and everything they put out's great. But that
And
song,
what's their name again?
Back Talk,
Back Talk.
yeah,
Okay.
all one word. Those guys are great, great dudes, amazing stuff. They got an album coming out, I think, at some point here. They haven't announced it yet, but I know it, and it's good stuff. Uh,
It's like I know,
but I know, it's in my
but I
heart.
know.
They have a producer. I was like, who produced this, right? Because like it just sounded, it sounds massive. And if you go like listen to the track, you'll hear it. And we found out that it was Taylor Beckstead, and he has a studio out now in Texas. And the name like immediately rang in my head. And it turns out that he had messaged me on Instagram in like 2020 after we put out like our first EP, and was like, hey guys, like if you ever like do anything again, like let me know and we can work together. And I was like, dang it.
Wow.
Because it's one of those things where, like, at the time, we were so saddled up with our producer that we were working with, and we didn't think that was going to change. And so I just kind of was like, oh, yeah, like, I'll keep you in mind, right?
Right.
So I ended up responding 4 years later, and I was like, you still for real about this? Like, let's see.
Hey,
And
sorry, just now seeing
yeah,
this.
yeah, I kept meaning to get back to you, man, and I just, I lost my
It's
phone
just like
for four
look,
years.
you scroll up and then you see like the last one and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, so I felt a little bit like an idiot on that one. But to his
Oh,
credit, he was
man.
super cool about it. He was like, absolutely, love your guys' stuff. Come track with me. And by this point, we had like been whittled down so far in our confidence, right? We were like, well, I don't even know if we can do this anymore. And so we were settling with the idea of like, let's just record one song, and if it goes well, we'll go from there. And we go in, uh, and it felt like we were working with like a brother or something. Like we had known them our entire lives. The chemistry was just like
Good.
instantaneous. He was funny. He was cracking jokes. Like the environment was super comfortable. Obviously, the stuff sounded great, and so like Tony comes in and just lays down, all the riffs. If you, yeah, exactly. Like he like walks in, says something unintelligible, giggles, and then just like rips for like 30 minutes. And we tracked an entire song that night, vocals and all.
Wow.
You'll actually hear it on the album. The song's called Nekomata. I think it's the third song.
Nekomata?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
It's a Japanese folklore about like a spiritual cat, right? And the thing about it is that it hates humanity and
Oh,
seeks to destroy it and sets fires and tries to burn all these like places because like in medieval Japan everything was made of wood, right? And so the idea was that the Nekomata hated humanity and would intentionally set fires because it would burn the cities down.
to get rid of humanity
Yeah, I don't know if you're much
because
of
it
a
hated it.
exactly. Are you much of a gamer at all?
No, I do not consider myself a gamer. I consider myself a casual Call of Duty player,
Fair.
literally just because that was something that, again, kind of like the Harambe thing. Call of Duty, obviously, had Verdansk and Rebirth, and there's multiple levels of all of this. But there was just this kind of like when COVID hit, fucking Warzone, man, like that was all, like the government said you're not allowed to leave your house, and everybody was like,
Where we
bet.
dropping? Where we dropping?
Where, like, we're dropping in on Prison Superstore, like, are we getting weird and going Stadium, like what's
Was
happening?
always stadium.
And
Hot drop. Let's
man,
go. Raw.
oh god, yeah, I had so this is kind of how me taking over the podcast. So a little lore here. Once COVID hit, we had just kind of gotten everything situated at my buddy Chris's house. Shout out Crow Man, love that dude. We're still homies today. He was one of the original founders of the podcast as well. So he was like, "Hey man, after COVID, he's like, I think I'm just done with the podcast. Take it over." So then I started doing Locked in the Closet here at the house, talking to bands that I've never heard of. So the fact that you guys popped up like at the same time I was taking over the reins, and like, anyway, anyway, going down the wrong rabbit hole, Ryan. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's just funny how it all shakes out, though.
Yeah, dude, yeah, it's wild. So lore, Japan,
Oh yeah.
not a gamer,
I asked that question.
Warzone, but does the concept of the album have to do with Japanese lore? Is that what the vibe I'm picking up?
No, unfortunately, not really. That's kind
Okay.
of the reason that I asked about, whether or not you were a gamer is that Nekomata was actually the name of like a sniper rifle in Cyberpunk that, like
Really?
that Tony and I and Seth, we all and Isaac, I think actually as well, we all love Cyberpunk and played that
Okay.
game for hundreds of hours, and so that was actually the working title of the track was Nekomata, and we were like, let's just stick with it because like we went over the lyrics and at that part in the story of the concept is like the idea is that the protagonist, the character, has taken stock of humanity and like where we're at as a species and the things that we're doing to each other in like the post-COVID society, just everything that's going on in the world and downfall of like Western ideas and things like that. It's a whole thing. But their conclusion is right. There's no purpose in us being here. We need to burn it all down if we have like any chance of making something of ourselves. And so the idea of like burning down what we have and the idea of the Nekomata as a mythological figure, it was just like, well, that kind of just works, doesn't it? Might as well just keep it. Plus, it sounds
Let's
cool.
just burn it.
But yeah, to get to Dissolve, actually, that song, those riffs had been languishing in a Google Drive for years. I think since like 2019. Uh, so the thing
Yes.
was, is like I said, we went into the studio just to see if we could record anything, and it went so well that we were like, well, shit, now we have to record just everything we got. Let's just go to the Google Drive and see what's in there and what we can craft.
Oh wait, hold that thought.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. I'm gonna try and get. Hold on, I think it's this one.
You're gonna make that a thing.
It's honest reviews. That's what we're doing, man.
What are your thoughts?
That's how we vibe to it. Okay.
Drive.
Well, okay. I was so
Some of
scared.
the. I'm on one today. I have been reminded of so many amazing things in the past 10 years by just having a conversation with you. It's fucking incredible.
Oh God,
What you just heard was created for something that I actually am thinking about bringing back, and it was called the Google Drive, but I can't like technically claim it as the Google Drive because that's obviously trademarked. But essentially, the idea was that the podcast subscribes to many promotional emailers, so we get all kinds of submissions. And my God, there's a lot of just, all right, that's music, you know. And then every now and again we found some really good music, and then which have converted into, you know, conversations and podcasts. So the fact that you're saying that you're digging around in your Google Drive for riffs and some shit that was like that was just sitting there on the shelf was like, or is the bones of Dissolve.
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't I have gotten emails like that? Like, hey man, what do you think about this? And if I would have played Dissolve from the Google Drive, my Lanta.
Yeah, no, that's why you get on Craigslist. You never
Dude,
know what you'll
yeah,
find.
and Craigslist, I actually just created a Craigslist listing the other day, amazingly, and I know that shocks people because like, just put it on Facebook Marketplace or fucking Etsy or Shopify or whatever. Like, nah, man,
Gotta do
like
Craigslist.
Craigslist is like the street level. It's almost like a street team. If anybody remembers what a street team is, people that would like hand out flyers after a show to another show, and their payment was to get into the show under the context of doing that again. So it was this revolving door of, you have, you know, someone that's going to promote your show as long as you print the 5x7s, and then you just have to let them in the show. Like it's
Sigma grind set.
bro, it's golly, man. Can we get back to that? Let's get back to that.
I'm in love with the idea of like a street team or just like getting in front of people. It's like you were saying earlier, like the best way to like build those relationships with people is like you have to go talk to them.
Got
So
to.
yeah, like we used to burn CDs. I remember whenever I was going to college in Denton, we would burn CDs on my laptop and then take those CDs to. We actually took one. There was a free power trip show in the Denton Town Square.
What?
Yeah, this was 2016. Power Trip hadn't popped off yet, but they were like very clearly about to, right?
Gotcha.
Nightmare Logic hadn't come out yet. It was coming out in like 6 months. And so they played a free show at Andy's on the Denton Square. And we were 18, 19 years old. They wouldn't let us in because you had to be 21 or older. And yeah, man.
Well,
So Power Trip
okay.
was there. I heard them. I saw them. I just saw them through the open door, right? Because I couldn't go in the damn bar. But
yeah,
we had burned a bunch of CDs for our thrash metal band, right? And we were just handing them out to people as it came out. They're like, we've been ostracized from the community, but please. And like we talk about it all the time. It was just Isaac and I, and like just I don't know, there's something so intimate and real about it. I don't know. I think like in the age of the AI agent, that you know the best way for like a band and for people to really make it, as it were, is just to like build these relationships with real people face to face, hand them something, talk to them about music, let them know that you know you're real, and that's the authenticity is starting to really come back. And I think that's why things like vinyl records or like CDs are in higher demand that they used to be. It's just because people are just longing for something tangible, something real that they can actually possess and you know partake in, be a part of something.
Man, you are pretty fucking wise, my dude. Like that is, I mean, I could not have said that better myself. And the fact that you said that reminded me, just I think today, this morning, I had put up a post where I had an order of 20 acoustic panels. I build them for home studios and businesses. So if anybody's looking for some, holla at your boy. But shameless plug.
Hey, I might bug you, man. I might bug you after this.
Hey, I'll help you. I'm here. Anyway, so I in the time that I had putting this studio together, I found 4 CDs that were not with the other CDs that I have from local bands, and all 3 were local bands with the exception of Dying Fetus, but they were all still in the plastic, and one of them was actually signed. Shout out Zebellion Triangle. Great band. And it was just like, holy crap. Like, man, like take this, open the CD up, take the sleeve out. It was just like this real like ASMR moment where I'm like, the plastic is just like, and you're like, you finally rip it and you're like, it ripped perfectly to where you can put it right back into this plastic sleeve if you're that type of person.
Read the lyrics. If there's any promos
Yeah,
involved.
man.
Maybe the disc
But
has cool art on it. Yeah.
I did find this one from this band called Via Versa from Dallas. If anyone knows that band, I feel like
Via Versus?
Via Versus, VIAVRVERUS. Either way,
I might have them. I might know.
It was, man, but on the CD, it's just literally says like Memorex, whatever, and it just says, Via Versus, and that was it. And I think it even had like www.facebook.com/
damn.
but it's that. I really do think that if a band is looking to get their name out into today's age, like, because we just history repeats, man. You get, and plus you just get tired of doing the same thing over and over and over, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm 42. Put me on a fucking street team. I'll hand out flyers.
Go, man.
You know what I mean? I'll go, put up some actual flyers on some telephone poles, duct tape. I don't give a shit. Go walk, even though you have to contribute or be a part of the city that you live in or the places that you want to be. So, always start small. And if you can become, I don't want to say popular enough, respected enough to where people will come out and pay money to see you perform your art.
Even just,
like, you got to be out there. Yeah, that's it, man. You got to build it. You got to be a part of it. So yeah, man, I will help any band out there do street team shit. As long as it doesn't like involve anything illegal. And then when we say illegal, we mean just like how illegal, but we're not robbing banks or anything like that.
We can talk about the drug trade, off camera, but that's why we printed these guys, right? We got the CDs.
There it is.
We got some vinyls, all that good stuff. Comes in a resealable like plastic package, like you said, and it breaks the same way every time. So good. Might send you a couple of those to give to some folks because I would love that.
I will pay personally. I want one of the white vinyl. Look at me, like I want. If there's a white vinyl available for sale, I would like to purchase that.
We don't have straight up white vinyl, but we do have the clear vinyl.
Okay, sorry. Maybe my eyes had just deceived me.
Yeah,
but
it renders weird whenever you get the mock-ups done because like they have like a background color and they're lit so like so a clear vinyl ends up looking kind of silver. It's weird. But we got those and they're available. They're available now. Let me speak to the camera. They're available now. You can go to our website, interlinkedband.com/store and purchase one today. Anyway.
Put it in the comments.
Yeah, September 5th. Got that album coming out. So
man, yeah, I looked at I looked at the merch. I was like, yes. And then I had this, and then I found the CDs and I was like, oh my God, yeah. Might have to re-up because I've always been buying vinyls, for a long time. And I buy a ton of drum heads, like just above me. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You got the
6,
signed
7,
one, right?
8.
Got a couple signed.
All of them.
All of them signed?
Here, hold on one sec. Let me just grab like one just for now.
Go for it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Show and Tell with Ryan. Hi, my name's Ryan. This one is The Gloom in the Corner.
Let's go.
They recently just, so this is why I get like, this is a one-off, right? That there is no other version of this, right? And also, then we got Shadow of Intent.
Damn.
You can see me through the drum.
I just saw those guys at the Diamond Ballroom here in Oklahoma City. They absolutely destroyed the place. It was so good.
Yep. And this has like some type of texture to it. It's
like
really crazy.
Faux, like
or
leather
spray
sort of thing almost.
Yeah, it has like this rawhide kind of vibe to it.
So damn cool.
And then the one that started it all, this is a shameless plug. There we go.
Did you sign
there
this?
We go. No, I haven't signed
you
this.
You got to change that, man.
So that, man, you want to talk about something I've wanted to tell people that I've never told people? This is actually breaking news. Whoever takes over the podcast or wherever this ends up, that's when I'll sign it. I don't think that I'm there yet, my signature is on a few things in the world, but you know, I would love for it to be there to where I could like pass the torch. That's kind of like the thing in my
The
head whenever,
mantle of
yeah,
responsibility.
yeah, like dude, hang this with pride. This means a lot, and you know, and I respect and you know, that's where I try to like see myself as like peers with you guys, because I know that the music that you guys create, everything that's tangible, like when it goes out the door, you're like, hell yeah, that's a little piece of us. So, but anyway, man, I have had a ton of fun, dude. Real quick, just before I forget, did we capture what was going on for the concept
Not quite.
of the okay, yeah, let's circle back to that. We like I was like, damn, I feel like we forgot something.
Well, yeah, in broad strokes, the idea, the album's called Recede and Cope, and the idea is that you know
Okay.
there's this protagonist character, we call them T, and that can mean whatever you need it to mean.
Okay.
Basically, they end up in this sort of liminal space, that you know between like being alive, being dead, however you want to interpret it. And the idea is that they're able to kind of look and take stock of humanity and decide, you know, come up with their own views on it. But about halfway through the record, they determine, right on Nekomata, that like, well, it sucks. It's really bad. Got to
It's all fucked. Burn
burn
it.
it all down. And it kind of ties into this, you know, philosophical idea of something called solipsism, which is like this idea that like there's nothing outside, there's no external world, there's only me. The only thing I can trust is me and my thoughts and my, you know, point of view, and that's all there is, right? I can't prove.
Sir, are you talking about politicians or government
Oh,
leaders or world
I
leaders?
might. I could, theoretically. But yeah, like, so just this idea that,
Remember it. It's all suggest. It's all
yeah,
like you
you know,
said, whatever you want
it's
it to
all
be.
implied, you know, if the shoe fits, you lace it up and wear it. That's fine.
I love it.
But yeah, so they decide to kind of recede into themselves as a way of coping, as a mechanism to deal with how they find the external world to be lacking. And the catch
So
of that is
so
that you do that.
real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So the Necromata goes into itself because it can only trust itself.
Destroy the whole world. Everybody outside is evil. Everything out there is bad. There's no good here. Burn it all
He
down.
is the singularity.
I'm the only one that I can trust. And
Okay.
I think that
Wow.
ties into kind of like the modern, specifically the American, like political, like social landscape of today in a like a post-COVID
Yeah.
society, right? I feel like COVID made everybody more self-oriented, and part of that's just a
Yeah.
byproduct of being stuck inside with yourself, and like your only window into the larger world is like your phone and your computer, and all you see are just like the most gruesome, horrible, like rage bait things. And
Oh
I
yeah.
think that really screwed a lot of people up, and it's something that like as a culture, as like a people, we kind of collectively decided we weren't going to talk about it, and we just kept going forward. We just went back to work. We just went back to doing everything the exact same way we were doing it before, without really taking stock of how that may have affected us to have gone through. And so the character, the protagonist, kind of sees all this and is like, you know, I've decided that everybody's bad and I only need to look out for myself. And so they completely withdraw from the outside world, go into themselves, and then they find out once you go in there, sometimes inside is not as safe as you think. And there's a lot of things internally that you have to deal with. And Dissolve is the like second track of that side of the record, right? So it's dealing with just like the internal judgment, the internal validation that you're seeking, because like you need the external validation, but if you've completely closed yourself off, it's never going to get there. And the only thing you'll
Right.
have is just like festering guilt, and you know, judgment of people that you used to rely on or used to care about, and now you can't do anything about it. So it's kind of like a suffocating, you just want to dissolve, you just want to go away, you know what I mean? And that's the whole idea, and coming to a conclusion eventually that maybe retreating inside is not the best idea, and that's kind of the concept. Sorry, I had to sound at least halfway insane with that, but that's all right.
No, man, that's where change is made, is on the edge or the verge of insanity. Because I mean, that's the definition, right? You keep doing the same thing, expecting the same result, and you keep like, fuck, this isn't working. Now I'm doing the same thing. Fuck, you know, like that's. And you're right. I think that a large chunk of America was just like, okay, that's over, back to normal. And it's like, nah, dog. Like,
Change something.
like the world has fundamentally changed because of this. And due to, like you said, and I agree with you, the politics of it all really fucked a lot of things up, really fucked a lot of people up, a lot of relationships, myself included. I was a lot of my a enough relationships were affected in my personal life that I took stock of that and was like, wow, like this is different. And I mean, so music, you know, the whatever it means what you mean. Like I did, like whenever we got told to not go out, like I locked myself in the closet. But I did not stay, you know, a recluse. I reached out to other bands and people that I knew and hosted interviews like, hey, I'm locked in my fucking closet. What are you doing?
Let's talk. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, like how's it look on your side of the planet? And I talked to people in New York and fucking Canada and like Cali, and it was different everywhere. It was different. And yeah, so it's crazy to think that, you know, the concept of your album is that it's just like you all suck, burn it, and then at the end you're like, well, okay, maybe they didn't all suck, but there was a lesson to be learned, right? So how many songs are we looking at? Because you got to tell this story, right?
Right now, I think one of the original ideas with it, like, you know, it was going to be an album and then it was going to be 2 EPs instead. One was going to be Recede and then the other one was Cope.
Ooh,
And then we
okay,
kind of
marketing.
Yeah, exactly, right? And like in the modern, you know, Spotify landscape, it's like having singles and smaller releases is kind of the way to go about it. But like I told you earlier, you know, I love Pink Floyd. I love Nine Inch Nails. I like albums. I like having front to back, like full experiences.
Fuck
I
yeah.
don't like it whenever albums come out and you like pull them up and you're so excited and then you find out that you've already heard like 8 of the 10 tracks. Yeah, like that's such a downer. And so I was like, we're gonna have 8 songs, right? And we're gonna have 2 singles, and then after that, it's an album. And if you want to take,
Dude,
you
hell
want to
yeah.
listen to the whole album, do it. However you want to do it, vinyl, CD, Spotify, anyway. But it's meant to be kind of experienced as a front to back narrative. You can listen to the songs on their own, obviously, but I like listening to it front to back. Of course, that's my baby, so I like it exactly as it is. Yeah, 8 songs, right about half an hour, so it's a nice, quick, easy little story, and we're out of your hair.
I like it. And I love hearing that coming from the band. Like this is, even though you can interpret our music however you like to, whatever it means to you is what it means to you. But for maximum impact, we would like for you to listen to it from front to back. Just give us a try. Like you said, 30 minutes of your life, right? Just if you like Dissolve and you like what we've, you know, like what we're about, just go for it, man. Like obviously not every song on the album or the EP is going to be the chart topper or the this or the that. That's why you draw us in with shit like Dissolve, which congratulations, you did it.
Thank you.
But yeah, like as soon as I heard it, I was like, I'd like to hear more. And then now we get to hear the whole thing. And now we know, okay, this is what, you know, you guys are all about now. Cool. Tell me I'm ready for another serving, but you know, spice it up a little bit. Or maybe actually, are there any thrash elements that have snuck in?
There is one song. It's the first song.
Okay.
It's the very first song, and it's called Burdened. And the first like 30 seconds is pure thrash.
Just Wheatleys.
I made it a point. I was like, we have to have one song just so we can show those darn thrash metal fans that we still got it. We can still do it. And for 30 seconds, right off the rip, starts the record. It rips.
Awesome. Cool. Good to know. We'll end on that, man. That's something to look forward to. That's really, I think that's really a solid point to land on, is like how we went from that to this, little bit of this, some of that, bada bing, bada boom. Here we go.
I'll tell you, one last little tidbit. Next single coming out August 15th. It's called Detachment.
There we go.
And then
August 15th, something to look forward to.
That's a little under 4 weeks away. And then the album comes out 3 weeks after that single drops, so on September 5th.
Damn. So we'll have Dissolve, that one, and then
the whole album.
You to get the other 6, you got to go out and street team it. No,
Yeah. Gotta go work in the mines for a little bit.
Yeah, go work in the mines. Come out with your little hat, your little lamp hat, blah, 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 hat with the lamp on it. But Jordan, man, I greatly appreciate your time and your energy, man. Today was a lot of fun. I tend to get, I've done this for you've obviously done this for 10 years. I've done this for 10 years, but it's still like when you we had technical difficulties, so hey, we still got that going for us here at the yeah, dude. I was just like, I'm not going to lose my shit this time. I'm just going to walk through it. I'm going to reset everything. And then everything's going to be great. And then Jordan had like some connectivity issues. We're not sure what happened there, but you know what? We made it. Here we are. Okay. 65 minutes of the finest internet that we have to offer today. Jordan, final shout outs, hashtags, ats, IGs, all that. Where can people support you the most and find you for all the latest and greatest?
Yeah, so if you guys want to follow us on Spotify, just pull up Interlinked. If you want to just look up Dissolve, find us that way. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram at Interlinked Band. We have the same tag for TikTok, Interlinked Band. So yeah, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. If you want to like us on Facebook, if that's still where you're at, you and your parents, go do it. We're hanging out there. We get into some flame wars. It'll be great. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff.
Man.
Sorry. Zuck appreciates it, and anyone's still going there. So,
bro, where's Tom? I need Tom.
Yeah,
dude. If that's where you and your parents hang out,
well, you can like share the post to Messenger, right? Send them that way. Spread the word.
Oh my god. That's it, man. That's the episode.
Thanks for having me. No, for real. I really appreciate your time. It's been good.
That's the episode. Oh god. I don't know why I'm laughing at this so much. It's just because it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. If this is where your parents, my god. Okay. Be professional. I'm sorry. Oh
your
my
uncles
god.
And stuff too. Older siblings.
You got that's where it's at. It's your aunt. It's your aunts and uncles. No one wants to admit that that's their parents on Facebook getting shouted at left and right, but they'll call out there like, "Oh my god, my uncle is on fucking on one again. He shared some like Robert Kennedy Jr.
sharing all the AI stuff
or something."
It's great.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, and find us at interlinkedband.com. We have merch and all that stuff.
There we go. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. I've had an excellent time.
Likewise.
Just stick around for a little bit so this thing can wrap up doing whatever it's doing. I'm
That's good, man.
Gonna go join my parents on Facebook after this. August 15th, they drop another single. September 3rd, correct?
5th.
Or September 5th. My apologies. September 5th, the concept album comes out. Go give them a like, follow, do all the fun shit. Catch them at a show. Do you guys have any shows? I don't want to like continue this too much longer, but
no, nothing on the docket
any
yet.
shows in?
But we're working on it, so stay tuned.
All right. Well, like I said, I appreciate your time, Jordan.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, man. The music's great. I like it. Ones and zeros. I'm an easy catch. I feel like the era in which we discussed today. Shout out my boy Harambe. Never forget. That was a good time in life. That was a real good time in life. Obviously there was things in the world that needed to be fixed, but like 15 to 19, son, like it was on fire. So in an effort to bring those memories back, because just like mom jeans, this shit needs to come back too. So we're going to try and build our local community here all the way out to Oklahoma City. And do not message Jordan about anything tax related.
I cannot give you advice.
Don't do that.
Legally.
He cannot give you advice legally. That's why I'm trying to tell people like he can't do it. So anyway, Jordan, thank you very much. I enjoyed your time here. Look forward to speaking to you. Obviously,
Tony.
I want some I want some more of those. I want some of those riffs. I'm looking forward to just some straight up, just like bottom string fucking waving all over the place.
We got them, man. Just stick around.
Woo, man. All right. Well, anyway, thank you very much, ladies. Obviously, my ads are just ATX Metal Podcast anywhere. I'm in the Instagram, TikTok era these days. I'm not on Facebook with my parents, we'll leave it there. Later, guys. Woo! God damn it.